Hello there. In this video, I want to take you through the step-by-step process for how to set up a Google Shopping campaign. And so that we can make this video as practical as possible, we're going to be taking you through the step-by-step process and do a screen share. Now, in case you do miss any of these steps, because we will move through them fairly quickly, what I do recommend is that you follow the link in the description below. You can get access to my Google Shopping campaign setup guide, which has all of these screenshots, and it also goes through and gives you some extra explanations of all of these different settings. So let's get straight into it. And what you are going to need in order to get started with the Google Shopping campaign is obviously you're going to need your Google Ads account set up, and you want to also make sure that you've got your Google Merchant Center set up. If you're using a Shopify store or if you're using a WooCommerce store, these are really quick one-click integrations now that you can do through the Shopify or Merchant Center. So that's where we're going to be picking it up from. We've already got your store, so Shopify or WooCommerce linked in with Google Merchant Center. But I will right now quickly show you how to go through and connect your Merchant Center with Google Ads. The way that you go through and do that is if you go into your tools and then you go into your data manager, and you're going to get to this tab which is called connected products. When you're in connected products, what you do need to make sure your Google Merchant Center and your Google Ads that you're connected in using the same email. If you don't have these two accounts under the same email, you won't see this option. So just make sure you go through and check that top right corner in both Google Ads and also in Google Merchant Center. And then from there, when you go down, you want to go through and click Google Merchant Center, and then you'll get the option where you can go through, click the correct account, go through and click next, and then that way that has connected those two products together. Now what I'm going to do, I've just jumped into another Google Ads account because that was a training account, and I wanted to take you into the account where we've already got this shopping feed selected. So once you've got your Google Ads connected in with Google Merchant Center, when you're inside Google Ads, you want to go to New Campaign, and we're going to be selecting sales. When it comes to the choosing your objective, I know there is still some chatter about whether you should do sales or whether you should do complete a campaign without guidance. I still like to do sales because it just helps with some of these recommendations. It makes it a little bit easier to use. And what you want to do from here is it'll bring you up to this option to which campaign goals you want to set up. If you haven't set up these campaign goals yet, you can add this at a later date. And what I'd also recommend for e-commerce brands that you generally want to only be focusing within your shopping campaigns this purchase. You can see through here that I actually removed a sign up goal. Important to note that I haven't removed that from the account. I've just removed it from this campaign. And what that's going to mean is that when we get to that stage when we're setting up some target bidding or target ROAS settings, it's not going to take those form fills into the account. It's only going to take purchases. For that same reason, I'd also be removing things like add to cart or making sure that they are set to secondary and not primary goals. Once you've got that, go through and click continue. And we're going to be choosing shopping. Now, Google will do this thing where sometimes it'll pop up and it'll recommend for you to go back and do Performance Max. We're going to make sure that we select the correct Merchant Center. And then you can see through here, Google saying, do you want to switch to Performance Max? We want to stick with a shopping campaign. And what I generally like to do here with the campaign name is I'd write something like, you could write the product. We also like to write the country. It doesn't really matter what this name is. It just needs to be something that makes sense to you. Now, the reason for why that is important is because when you've got multiple campaigns running, you want to have a really strong naming convention across all of those campaigns, especially when you go through to export some different campaign reports, or even if you're looking at the campaign view, you can see very quickly what you're talking about. So you may even want to call this your product categories or whatever situation you want to have from there. Go through and click continue. Then we want to start with our budget. With our CPC, we've done some research when we set up a search campaign. We know our CPC is somewhere between about that $4 mark. So what we would generally be starting off is a budget of around about $50 a day. You're looking for at least 10 clicks. Initial click is going to cost somewhere between about, I think it was $3.50 to $4 for these products. So we've just added it up to 50. And I do also like to start with a maximize clicks. You could also do manual CPC. What you want to be doing from here is we want to eventually move over to a target ROAS as quick as possible. If this is a shopping campaign in an account where you've already got some other campaigns running and you've got a good amount of conversion data and you know what your target ROAS goals would be to start with, you can definitely start with maximize conversion value. In this case, we're running the example that this is going to be your first campaign. You'd start with manual CPC. When it comes to campaign priority, sometimes you would use a campaign priority is, let's just say you've got multiple shopping campaigns. You might have a shopping campaign and a Performance Max campaign running. Or if you've got multiple campaigns and you've got some that have got a different bidding strategy, you can sit here and say that we want this campaign to take the high priority, especially because you're just starting setting in most cases is going to be low, so you can keep it on that low. Then go through and click next. We're targeting Australia with these products. You can put it on obviously other countries. You can even break it down to states or cities. But the one thing I do want you to make sure is that you do also move this across to presence, not presence or interest. And that's especially true if you're only running shipping inside of a certain country. Now for local products, if you've got a store which is selling products in a physical store, you can turn that on. Even though with that, I generally keep it off because I like to have my offline and my online separate. But so in most cases, you would keep that off. Obviously, this is not EU political ads, so we can turn that off as well. And let's go through these more settings. Most of the more settings that you've got through here is I really want you to look at these networks. I would generally turn this off for Google Search Partners. What Google Search Partners are, these are a collection of sites. So think in America, AOL. They also use Park Domains. And we just generally don't like to use this because we just see that there's wasted spend. Also as well, we don't have 100% control of bidding across all of these networks. So just go through and turn it off. Then go through and click next. When it comes to your ad group, once again, similar to your campaign name, no one else is going to see this. This product, what we're doing, they sell toothpaste and they also sell mouthwash. So we're going to put our toothpaste in one ad group and then we're going to put the other mouthwash in the other ad group. Now, the benefit of this is if you start to see with your products where you're performing really, really well with toothpaste and you're not performing as well with another product, you can actually do two things. One, you can turn off that secondary product or third product, or you can actually break them out into separate campaigns. So that's why we like to go through and click it through here. We have that bid. We know it's $2 to $3. We're going to set our maximum CPC bid at $5. Generally, I like to go about 20 to 30% higher than what we think the CPC would be. So that CPC is going to be $1. I would usually set it around about $1.50. I know that's higher than the 20%, but if it was like a $10 product, I would set that at $12. And then from there, with the product groups, you want to just make sure that you're using a selection of products because we're going to have two ad groups, one for toothpaste, one for mouthwash. So that's why you want to choose a selection of products. And now what I've got through here, I've just typed in the word toothpaste and then we've picked up all of our toothpaste related products. You can also do this by product type. You could do this by, depending on how you've got your product attributes set up or how you've got your categories set up. But let's just do it this way through here. If you've got like a lot of products, like thousands of products, I would not use that method. I would use the product type, or you can even go down the, if you've got some different custom labels. But for this one, as you said, because this shop has only got about 20 products, this is more than okay to do it this way. Go through and click next. And then you can go through and click publish the campaign. Now I'm going to publish this campaign because then what we are going to do is I'm going to show you how you can go through and set up a secondary ad group. And the way that you go through and do that is if you go back to ad groups, you can see we've got this toothpaste campaign in through here. Press plus, and then we go through that same process, but this one would be for our mouthwash or your other products. And then you just go through of the process, writing in your bid and then select those products. So let me just quickly go through and type in the product name. So this is going to be our second product category, which for this brand was mouthwash. We'll keep that bid at $5 again. Go through and click save. And then what we want to do is that we want to add in those product separation again. So what we're going to do through here, see this little plus sign, if you can add a subdivision. Once again, you can either go through product type or brand. We're going to go through the ID method. And this time we're selecting all of those other products, which is mouthwash. And then from here, if I go to ad groups, you can see that we've got those two different ad groups set up in our shopping campaign. Hey, I wish you all your best with your shopping campaigns. Remember, if you did miss any of those steps, make sure you follow that link in the description below to get access to my shopping campaign setup guide. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Aaron Young from Define Digital Academy. Remember, if you want to stay up to date and never miss any of these videos in my Get Google Ready series for 2026, make sure that you don't need to subscribe, turn on that notification bell, and you can also go through and watch the playlist right here. See ya.